My name is Brenda Fleming. I've been farming with my husband since 1971. My husband passed away 10 years ago and left me with the farming operation. We farmed at that time probably around 2,000 acres. I am now farming about 1,100 acres with all grain, corn, soybeans, and wheat and milo. We're located in Dorchester County, Maryland. Our cover crop is probably about 150 acres. My oldest son worked on the farm, and then my youngest son joined the farm 5 years later. And then my oldest son, left this year to pursue his own farming. And now I have my youngest son helping me and a hired hand. Challenges would be the weather. The weather and just watching the grain prices, trying to get a good grain price for all my grain. Was something that I've really just gotten into in the last 2 years. I started last year before my oldest son left, and this year I've done it all the grain marketing. And it's been a challenge because he did most of it, and it's taken me a while to get used to getting all the records. That was one thing I never got, was records. So now I'm trying to keep the records much better, trying to tally up what I know, how many bushels we get off of what grain on which farm, so I'll know the next year. My record keeping has been how much manure I get in for my fertilizer from my suppliers, which farms I have written in each file. Each one I have a file for each farm. In those files I have a chart that tells me how much manure I used, how much fertilizer I used, the seed that I used, the type of seed that I use, when I have to put lime on, which farm gets lime, and all my soil samples. I do all the contracting now. I do ask different farmers from time to time, what they think. I watch the grain market. I go online, I watch CBOT, and then I fight with myself. I argue with myself, why didn't I do this yesterday, and But I think I'm doing pretty good. Well, I took Annie's project 2 years, and I really enjoyed it. I learned a lot. Still learning about the grain. The grain marketing was great. Estate planning, I enjoyed that. The computer programming with the QuickBooks and all of that, I learned a lot about that. I'm still working on the QuickBooks. Everything was very, very well done as far as taught to everyone, I thought. All the guest speakers I thought were terrific.
I'm Jenny Rhodes. I'm the Extension Educator in Queen Anne's County. I am one of the co-coordinators of Annie's project. Shannon Dill and I work together on that. We have a Grain Marketing 101. The idea is to give them a basic of what's going on. Unlike Brenda's probably in our minority of, she runs a farm, operates the farm. A lot of the other women are there to learn what their husbands do. So they're kind of, there, and they'll go home and ask their husband, well, did you do this, or did you, have you done this? Spend a lot of time on the websites, on the Chicago Board of Trade website, and then Nagel Grain has a great website we send the ladies to, and then we have our MD Grain Marketing, the university website also.
I'm Shannon Dill. I'm the agriculture agent in Talbot County for University of Maryland Extension, and this is a national program, Annie's Project is, and it covers the 5 areas of risk management: legal, financial, marketing, production, and human resources. With Annie's Project, we've reached almost 187 women. I think we've had some great outcomes from that project. We have sessions on crop insurance, on farm insurance policies, Farm Service Agency and USDA programs. We have 2 evenings in the computer lab where we work with Excel and crop budgets. We look at business planning.
Crop insurance is certainly an important part of what Shannon and I and all the extension agents teach. I would say in our area, most people are the CRC 75, well, maybe 65 to 80%. It's a great tool for farmers to use. It helps them with their grain marketing because they know with the 70% coverage, traditionally farmers have maybe marketed maybe 50% of their crop with crop insurance. That actually gives them a little managing that risk that they can actually market a little bit more in good times, and hopefully all about locking in that profit. And that's what we try to teach farmers with our grain marketing and working with crop insurance. And we have part of Annie's project, we have a lady that comes in and talks about crop insurance, importance of crop insurance. She gives all the scenarios, goes through if this happens, this is what happens. If if the market goes down, this is what happens. So it's very important, certainly an important part. I don't know any farmers probably in this area that don't have crop insurance.
The last 10 years we've had crop insurance every year, and we usually just have it like 70 right across the board. Why? Simply because I don't have irrigation. If you have irrigation, I think that is more your insurance, but I don't have irrigation. We have had some droughts, so that's helped us a lot.
This winter, I know Extension will be working with education and outreach with the new combo policy that crop insurance has now. Crop insurance has made huge strides in the last 5-10 years, offering protection to not just grain commodities, but many of the other commodities that producers in Maryland are growing. So the new programs, they're always changing them and modifying them to meet producer needs.
We really think through Annie's project, the educational part. Our job is to educate adults, anybody in agriculture and natural resources. And when you're more informed, you can ask better questions. So we really feel that the women feel more comfortable going home and asking their partner whether, hey, what are we doing with this? What have we done with our crop insurance? Are we maybe not, do we have the right coverage with our crop insurance? So I think by giving the different scenarios, we're better educating those women to go home and ask those questions. Do we have the right coverage? Are we managing our risk correctly?
I have found that on occasions a lot of the businesses would rather deal with a man, and that kind of puts me down a little bit. I buck up. I do. I said, look, I'm running this farm now. My husband's not here. When it's time for me to retire, I've always dreamed of turning the farming operation over to both sons. But I would eventually like to get this farm to where it's really doing excellent before I turn it over. That's my goal.